champ Benson Henderson talked about perspective. What's your perspective on the series of events that happened at the Boston Marathon and the great sporting events that happened over the last couple of weeks, including a great night of fights today, and what that provided and what that means to the American public?
Yeah, you know, the Boston thing obviously has affected me, you know, pretty strongly because I live there. You know, I know people there, and the story that really gets me is the mother that was crossing the finish line, and the son that was 8-year-old that was killed, and the 6-year-old that lost her leg by a couple of fucking cowards. I have a hard time talking about this in public because if I really do talk about it, I'm going to come off like a psycho. So I've really limited talking about. I'm going to Boston on Saturday after New Jersey. I'm jumping on a plane and flying to Boston, and I'm actually going to go visit some people that were affected by this while I'm there. But yeah, I like Big Papi's speech he gave to Boston today at the Red Sox game. I thought that was pretty cool. This is our fucking city on live TV.
That's something that you kind of made a moniker of the expressive language. Now seeing that in an arena like MLB, you don't see that from athletes like that. So it's a proud moment.
Good for him. Yeah, good for him.
Very Dana White-esque.
It was awesome. I loved it.
Those people that you're visiting, are they people that you knew personally? Or?
Sorry. No, the people that were affected. I'm going to go to Boston and write some checks.
Is it through an organization? Did someone contact you to do
No.
this? Or?
I don't even know how I'm going to do it or what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going.
You just want to
I want to go. I'm going next weekend.
Was there a reason you were in the cage after the Diaz fight?
Yeah, I'm always in the cage after Diaz fights.
Just because of the Diaz?
Yeah, I just don't want fights after fights.
Did you see something that made you think maybe
There's no love lost between those guys and AKA, so I always go in there. There's never been a Diaz fight in the UFC that I don't go in there. Yeah.
So when you said it was a personal conversation, obviously not to pry into that, but I mean, was it something about the fight, something beforehand?
No, something else.
An issue completely outside of the fight?
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the fight.
Positive, negative?
Yeah, it was positive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing bad.
What do you think about the night overall? Obviously, you
awesome.
want, you know.
It's been a great month.
Yeah.
It's been a great month for us. We've had an awesome month. We've had nothing but great fights. There's no real injuries out there. All the cards have stayed together. I mean, it's been a great month.
Cormier was disappointed in his performance. He's not really sure what his future holds. Have you started to consider that? Because he's saying wherever you got to tell him to go, he'll go. What do you think?
I think he fought a safe fight tonight. He fought a safe fight. He dominated the entire fight. He did what he wanted to. I was a little surprised by his punching power. You know, I don't think his punching power is what it could be at heavyweight as it could be at 205. I think it, you know, but who knows? He has a hard cut. He has a hard time cutting there. There's a lot of questions still. He's a tough, durable guy that can go in there and muscle anybody around. You know, but you're at a whole nother level with here at the UFC. Even though he fought Barnett, who I said before, I don't see eye to eye with Barnett all the time, but I respect him as a fighter. And that was the fight for me that I went, yeah, this guy's real.
Danny, you very rarely tell us who's next, especially when it's not clear cut. Why did you announce?
Because that's what Silva wants to do. He told me that before we came in here.
So now it just opens up to continue to ask you that.
I just opened it up now? Whether I did or didn't, you guys are going to ask me anyway. It doesn't matter.
Did he explain why? Why that fight?
I don't know. That's the way he wants to do. Because he wants to do that one. That fight's happening.
No, but why is that fight the number one contender?
Number 3 versus number 7, you know? So, that guy will be the winner. The winner of that fight will fight Ben next.
You mentioned you had a call with George St. Pierre set up yesterday. How did
we didn't talk. Yeah, we didn't talk.
Still not really sure what he was.
No, I didn't call him yet. I didn't call him yet. I gotta call him.
You know he's here.
Oh, is he?
I didn't see
him. Yeah, I didn't see him.
How many wins do you think it's going to take for Gil to get back in the picture?
You know, I'm sure he's going to be pretty sore. The next couple of weeks, his legs are pretty beat up. You know, we'll get him another fight. And see what happens. How'd you guys score it?
3-2 Gil.
48-47 Gil.
Gil. 1-2-5 for Gil.
Yeah, really? Yeah. Everybody had Gil?
Gil.
1-2-5 for Gil.
I had Ben. One guy.
I had Ben, so.
Second round.
Yeah, second round.
Second round.
Depends on where you went in the second round. Everybody have Gil win in the last round?
Yeah. One judge didn't, and that's why it was a split.
One judge scored what?
One gave it to Ben, that's for Ben.
That was the deciding judge.
Really?
2 and 5 were both close. I mean, it's not a bad decision. It's just somebody was going to.
I gave the second round to Ben, but I could see the argument the other way too. It's one of those close rounds.
Yeah, close fight.
Literally, going into the third round, I said this fight's going to be controversial. This fight's going to be controversial because I gave the second round to Ben. I had it 1-1 going into the third round. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Did Joe make the decision on the TJ fight, getting the next contender, before the end of this fight or after?
I have no idea.
Because this was a close fight.
Yeah, he gave it to me on a piece, but it was after the fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would have been as close with Gilbert winning. If the title changes hands, is that why you would do an immediate rematch? Because some would say this was closer than Frankie Ben won, and he did an immediate rematch for that one.
Yeah, I did an immediate rematch for Frankie. Frankie's always done whatever we wanted to. I didn't want him to. Remember, I was trying to get him to go to 145, and they just fucking hounded me, and you know, he made some good points on why he deserved the rematch, and I gave it to him. Yeah. Gil's not going anywhere. Well, he'll be right back in there. So.
And you mentioned his attitude. He did give a great speech there when he entered the room.
I mean, he's wanted this so bad for so long. Yeah. It's crazy though. Ben was so, I was like, he might lose this fight tonight. He came into my locker room before the, when the fights were going on. Sat down and hanging out with me, saying, "Yeah, I want to propose to my girl tonight. Can I do it? Is that okay?" And we talked about it for like 15 minutes. And then I called the production guys back and they're like, "No big deal." And Melendez was like fucking raging bull back there, ready to go. Henderson's an interesting character, man. You know, usually when you see guys like that. When I told Dominic Cruz, he was like, "Oh shit, I thought Henderson was going to win. Now I don't think so anymore." Now he's talking about. He's like, "Do that at dinner tonight."
He says 100% he wants to retire in 4 years, but he has other things he wants to do. And
I believe him.
You do believe him.
He seems like that kind of a guy. You know?
He'd only be 33.
Yeah, he seems like that kind of a guy, though. But you know, when you get to a level where you've got that championship belt and you're making money and all that stuff, it's hard to walk away from that. You know? Where do you make this kind of money when you walk away at 33?
Especially if you're still on top.
And money goes quick.
David, do you want to see Nate stay at lightweight, or he's talked about a potential move to welterweight? Nate Diaz.
No, you guys told me the other day that he said he wanted to go to 170. You know?
Where do you want to see him on?
I think going to 170 is a big mistake. Big, strong guys at 170. If you can make 55, look what happened tonight at 55.
What happened at the weigh-ins yesterday? It seemed like when he dropped his shorts, he was standing there for a very long time on the scale.
Yeah, so what happened was the scale was literally going like this. Click, 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 click. Literally switching back and forth till he was on weight, till he was off weight, till he was on weight, till he was off weight. And it did it the entire, I mean, we were up there for what, 40 seconds, 45 seconds? And it literally kept doing that the whole time. So they said, I'm like, come on, fucking, he's got the weight. The fucking thing's going crazy here. And it did that twice. Thing did it twice, did it 2 different times with 2 different fighters.
What do you think?
Those digital scales are goofy.
You like the...
Yeah, I like the other ones better.
What did you think of Mir's performance? You know, he changed up his camp. And like, a lot of people expected Mir to look the best that he ever has. What did you think of how he performed?
Yeah, I mean, he went in against a guy who controlled him with the wrestling, you know. Again, I always sound like I'm smashing Frank Mir, but you know you're down. You know you're down 2 rounds to nothing. And it's your last round, fucking go for it, man. Do crazy shit. Go for fucking anything. Do cartwheels, do backflips, do fucking anything to try to win that last round. And the same thing, I gotta say the same thing for Gil and Ben Henderson. The end of that 5th round, nobody was really like fucking dogging it out, going to war, like, I want to win this fucking thing, I want to make, you know. And maybe if Gilbert would have fucking ran after him and put it to him that last, maybe that other judge would have gave him the last round, you know.
Did you...
Anytime you let it go to the fucking decisions, don't sit around and cry about it.
You talked about Daniel being nervous at the size of the octagon the first time in there. Did Daniel seem nervous to you, or was it just something off?
I didn't talk to him.
No. When you're watching the ring side or octagon side, did you see either he was off the game at all?
No. Didn't seem nervous to me, but I guarantee he was. I believe it. It happens, man. I don't care where you've been, where you fought, who you fought. When you come in here your first time, you get nervous. Especially in your hometown. That doesn't make it any easier.
Dana, are you able to track ratings, real time? I know you say sometimes pay-per-views are trending and things like that. Are you able to get any indication?
I have no idea. The ratings are crazy. You never know what's going to happen.
Do you think the ones that have done the best have always been during football season, during the playoffs especially?
Well, we have all the promotion for it
right.
now.
Yeah. So do you believe there's a direct correlation?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. I think when you have these free fights on Fox, I always say this, everybody will watch a free fight. I mean, everybody will want to tune in. You just got to know it's on. And to know it's on, you got to spend a shitload of money to let people know.
So Dana White's for an 18-game NFL season.
What's that?
I said Dana White's for an 18-game NFL season.
I'm in. Let's do it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having promotion inside the NFL. It doesn't suck.
The only thing about Matt Brown, do you get, personally, I know you don't really care how they work out, but the guy that a lot of people said should have been gone, what's he still doing around after 1-4, and then now he's on this nice win streak. Do you get into stories like that, seeing guys kind of turn it around, or do you enjoy seeing it?
Of course, yeah. Matt Brown is a gritty, tough guy. He comes in and he goes, well, he was hurt bad with that body shot. And I guarantee you, the mean kid was he was nervous. He had the jitters. Big fight for him on national television against Matt Brown. When he hurt him with that body shot, you don't jump on top of him and try to guillotine him. You fucking make him stand him back up and go back to that body. It takes, depending on how hard a guy gets hit to the body and if you get the shot right, it takes a good 25, 30 seconds to recover from that, if you can. If you're tough enough and you can suck that thing up, it's a good 25, 30 seconds. You make him stand back up and you do exactly what Benavidez did. Benavidez hurt him with that shot. You saw him drop his elbow, and then he just started ripping to the body. Because once somebody attacks your body like that when you're already hurt, there's nothing you can do. It's way worse than getting hit to the head. Way worse. There's guys who can take fucking shots to the head all day. You have to fucking eat some of those body shots to understand what those feel like. Because it's tough.
And talking about Benavidez, Benavidez, Mendez, I know you're not making fights right now, but would they at least be in consideration? They've had some nice runs. They both had title shots, but they both had nice runs since then. Are they at least in the discussion, or is it too soon for both of them?
Yeah, of course they are.
Can you recall the last time not specifically like a fighter taking over, but someone taking over a team like Stang has and turning things around like that, the way you guys finishing? Did you see this coming? Can you recall something like this happening?
No, it's awesome. It's apparent that he fits into that team, and he's a great trainer. And good for him. I've always liked Stang. He's a nice kid. And talk about a kid who's had some tough breaks in his career, so it's good to see him with this new camp, and he fits in and it's going well for him. I'm happy.
I noticed that Benson walked out with the belt sometime. We spoke about that on Thursday. Is there any particular reason? Because I don't remember the last time someone came out with the belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. Pretty cool.
Any reason why?
He's a champion.
Is that a new thing now?
A new thing? No.
Is it up to the fighter?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he ask to do that? He asked to do that?
He doesn't ask. He can keep his belt. He can walk out with it. He can.
But he just did it. He was a belt. Just curious. So if someone doesn't walk out with the belt, how does the UFC get possession of it to then keep it and then give it to the winner?
Well, they have a belt, and then we have a belt there too.
Okay. You bring your own belt.
Yeah.
Okay.
The culture here is just different than boxing. A lot of times when you see, I love the belts when the guys walk out with the belts and stuff, but it comes off bragging and a little cocky, and that's not what this sport is like. You know what I mean?
Any update on Dan Hardy? I know he was supposed to fight on the card, and there was a clip on the internet saying that you thought he was in denial about his situation. Have you had a chance to talk to him since then?
That was yesterday, or the day before. I haven't talked to him now.
What about with Nick? Nick was here. Have you had any conversations with him during fight week?
No, I haven't talked to him either. Done with me? Good. All right. Have a good night, you guys.